Miami, the location. Artist Tito Da Fire. Director Matt Max. It's just Matt Max, but it's just somewhere about or everything I said. Just pick one pick the odd one out. Anyways, that was Imagination. Wonderful visuals there. But then we've got Tito Da Fire in the house. It's great to have you on the show, sir.
Very
great to have you. Great to have you. You know, when we found out that you were coming in, I was like, Tito Da Fire. You get that recently, right? You get that. You've been away for a while.
Yeah.
You've been away for a while, and I think I do love when people go away for a while because I get to learn some things that people get to. It's a time of learning. I know for many artists that we see that go away for a while and all that, they come back wiser, they come back more, and all of that. But then you're back, that's Imagination. But let's talk about the break, as in what happened, why were you out of the scene for a while, about 3 years or so, you were not around. What happened?
It was more of a period of trying to, discover myself all over again. Because you notice that there was a lot of change in the music scene over the years. When we started doing Magic Kaja back then to what was happening now, we are doing trap now, it's, taking over globally and everything. So I needed to go in, and see, okay, from what angle do I want to connect with fans this time around? So it took me a while. I just stopped recording. Then I lost my voice in 2013.
What do you mean by I lost your voice?
For some reason, I was recording, my voice started cracking. And after then, it didn't heal for a long while. So I, read, saw a doctor and everything. So they prescribed avoid singing. They say, you should avoid talking for a long period of time. But I couldn't stop talking, so I had to stop singing completely. So for like a year, I didn't record nothing.
Wow.
I was just...
Was there any medical diagnosis? What actually happened?
In the life of every artist who sings, even sometimes some broadcasters experience that, where you have an eruption of the vocal cords, maybe from strain, overuse. That's why you notice that some artists, they have cracked voice. And when it cracks like that, you get advice to stay away from talking, stay away from singing, so the cords can heal.
So if you to me now, while I do, because now my mouth, okay, how can it be avoided, please? And this person, I need this one.
Our business is talking.
Yeah.
So it's either you're singing, you're talking. It's advice, rest in the voice,
Okay.
When you're not really active doing it, once in a while, just let it rest. Don't let it do anything.
Wow. It's telling us not to talk. Okay, we'll learn.
Okay, so before this singing now, was this something you discovered that you could do before the break or during the break?
I actually was singing, passion from secondary school.
Okay.
We used to do like gigs back of the classroom and all of that. And then decided to now take it professionally. So we met with different musicians along the line. Some encouraged us, some said this is what you need to do. Daniel Wilson actually wrote songs with us and said this is how you arrange a song, and stuff like that. Then over time, just worked with different artists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Imagination that we're just checking out the video also was produced by OJB Jezreel of blessed memory. And there's a short story behind it and all of that. You guys started working about it just before he passed on. Yeah. Right? Okay, so we'll talk about that, but just before we talk about that, you can call in and talk to Tito Da Fire. The numbers to call in 0700 000 R2TV, which stands for 0700 000 7288. You can also Skype in at R2TV Nigeria. That's the handle on Skype, at R2TV Nigeria. Okay, so let's talk about the process of recording. How was it working with OGB's Jezreel? And then he was supposed to check out the song before he passed on. What was it like for you at that period?
He was a motivator. He was someone who, once you have an idea for a song and you say, Jiga, this is what I have in mind. When you start, before you even go far, he say, something is going to work, let me try this. And when he tries it, it turns out that you like it. So he had this very strong chemistry with artists, especially myself. And that was why it was very easy working with him.
Okay, but you were, how long was process recording Imagination?
Imagination was over a period of, say, 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually met him in the studio after that long break, a couple of times. It was just talking. Sometimes when we sit down together, it's more of just rubbing minds, you know, not particularly about music, you know, sometimes just opinions on different things happening about the industry. He was always up to date about the industry. So in those times, you share ideas on, you know, musical direction, where you're going from here, what you feel will be the best and everything. So it took like a week, worked on it, then came back for him to hear part of it, you know, and then...
You had passed on by then?
Yeah.
Wow, so who completed it? Did you get it to anybody to do the final?
When he worked, he actually did part of the first verse.
Okay.
Right? You know, did sketches for the second verse. But we changed a few things there, maintained the hooks, you know, he put there, then changed a couple of things. Then when we, you know, myself and T-Baz, you know, we did the other verses. I went in the night, and by morning time, it was ready. So T-Baz did the mixing, then I went back for him to listen to what it sounded like.
All right, but then, why imagination for your comeback? What's behind the song? What's the inspiration behind that particular song? Why imagination for your comeback?
I think it was more of an autobiographical song, because one, I went through a phase where in between 2008 and 2010, I wanted to marry someone, a girl, and you know, the family said they can never see her marry a musician, right?
Wow.
And then
you really loved her?
It was difficult.
You really loved her?
I really did. I waited 3 years, right? And within that 3 years, you know, different parents, one opposed, later agreed, you know, and all of that. But at a point in time, I decided to lie low with my music because I wanted to make it work, right? At the end of 3 years, it didn't work. So I lost 3 years of what I loved doing. So coming out of that, you know...
Why didn't it please, sorry. Why didn't it work?
The opposition was so much that it was like, you know what, nobody will see this happening in this family.
And wait, you
it has
don't
never
have
happened.
a say?
And even when you had taken a break from music, when you had taken a hiatus or something, it still did not...
You know, there were things that had been written in the newspaper, online, oh, Tito seen with this person, Tito had a relationship with this person, all those kind of things. So those things were haunting.
Wow.
You know, family member will see something like, that guy, that's the guy you want to go with, and stuff like that. So when it didn't work, well, because she was a bit indecisive and everything, but I was just there.
I think she was the main problem.
Because I'm thinking,
if
like,
both of you, if you enter at the both of you,
you must die there, like, you must
No, it got to a time where it was more like all of these things put together now coming back. Mentally, I'm saying, okay, none of that ever happens again. I mean, if you love something, you need to be appreciated for that thing. So it was more like the message in imagination. You're not looking at whatever anybody has to say. As long as you're doing the right thing, then do the right thing. You know, don't look at what someone else's approval. As long as morally what you're doing is right, go ahead and do it. That's the whole imagination idea.
Okay. I'm looking at the video now. I'm like, what's the concept behind the video? I'm like, I'm not seeing anything that takes me to that story. Yes.
To that story.
That really tells me anything about the story.
The interpretation, when we Mad Max, when I explained to him, you know, what came in my mind, I told him it was more of a deep expression, like you find yourself in the midst of people, right? But you are in a different world. Everybody in that place is maybe doing one thing or the other, but you are maybe in a filter, different color, meaning you are thinking of something else. You're with, you know, in this particular scenario, but you're imagining other things, right? So that was part of what he tried to capture with, you know, the energy, and then you're with a lot of girls, right? But at the same time, you're not into girls. No, I'm not saying like not into girls, like, but you're not probably holding the girls. You're not, you know, but you are in that world. It's more like an abstract for imagination.
Imagination. Wonderful, wonderful. I like that. How has that experience helped shape you?
Very, very, very strongly. Very strongly. For example, after you know all of that and deciding to come back, right? Within a very short period of time, studio recordings, you know, I've had a lot of recordings done, you know, quite a number of collaborations. And then, you know, initially when you take a long break, you're coming back, you probably, sometimes you even doubt, like, do I want to come back? It's been long. How's the reception going to be? But it's been amazing. You know, I was online yesterday and I saw a magazine, Niger Life, something USA or something, that has over 140,000 followers, and they had a countdown of top 7 songs as requested by Nigerians all over the world, and Imagination was number 6.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And I don't know anybody in the magazine, so I checked what was the criteria for selecting Imagination. They said it's from WhatsApp requests, from DMs on Instagram, Twitter, you know, from all their social media platforms, and I was like, whoa. So then YouTube, we have like over 50-something thousand views just within less than 2 weeks of the video coming out. So that kind of encourages, you know, like, people have been yearning for something.
Okay, now about your comeback, is this like a general comeback? Are you going into broadcasting soon? Are you going back? Or is it just, are you facing music for now?
You know, like they say, the arts, all the world's a stage. So every part of the stage, but I'm not going to leave music.
Oh, you're not going to leave music.
Right? And, well, as a singer, sometimes you host shows, sometimes you present on radio and things like that. But I'm not going to leave those music particularly.
In case you say, now, fine girl now. Fine girl that you love. I say, Tito Da Fire. Tito, this music.
I don't like it. Leave it.
What kind of advice would you give somebody else in that kind of scenario?
First of all, I think it was a mistake on my part doing that, because if I did it and it worked, at the end of the day, I would have been justified. Oh, you did it, it worked, you know. But at the end of the day, it's more of a legacy, right? It's more of what you want to pass to society. And I think that every individual has a right to that expression, right? And most times, one will end up being very unhappy if you kill that part of you, because of, you will get into the relationship and you'll find out that you'll be dysfunctional, you know. It's like something you're passionate about. So I would advise anyone who finds himself in that scenario to balance things up, and preferably get along with someone who appreciates you for what you do.
Wow, now that's something.
That's it, that's the line.
Okay, so it's about the end of the year, the Yuletide season and all that. What do you have out there for your fans? What should they expect from Tito Da Fire?
Okay, been connecting with them, with them on social media events. We've been doing radio tour, TV stations, then moving on to clubs. The video just came out, so it's still getting to the fans, performing at different events. Yeah, started doing performances, right? So it's more of connecting with fans so far. And amazingly, like, messages keep pouring in, you know, Twitter, Instagram, DM. So many artists are telling me, I want to do a song with you, and I'm like, whoa. A lot of upcoming artists are saying that, you know, established names too. So it's just been work.
Can you give us a sneak peek? Any idea into what kind of collabo might come up soon? Maybe. Okay,
I'm not going to mention names because they're still recording. We've got a remix of Imagination in the works.
Okay.
Right? And it's going to be, let me just say, a trap remix featuring rappers and some strong, you know, very strong name.
Very strong name. No, but this is a very strong name. That's cool. That's cool. And then any plans for an EP or an album anytime soon?
Yeah, gauging. I love albums because, you know, body of work where, you know, people can get into the mind of the artist. So
yeah, you're different too. You're looking at millennials now, new artists who tell you that, man, albums not the thing, you'll be dropping the singles and all that. They don't like albums, personally. But like you said, it's you know, an album is more or less like an epitome, like just like, you know, you can look at the album and feel somebody. You can get to know the person by, you know, going through the album. But that's cool. So what are the plans
The album certainly, if it's going to come soon, will be from, I'll talk about that from sometime 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because having been away for a while, I want to connect very well with the fans and then give them some materials, you know, a follow-up single to Imagination, which is coming. That's shortly. So just want to, like, you know, build that bond, and ultimately the fans will be the ones to say, look, man, you're due for an album.
You're due for an album, right? Okay,
Yeah.
very cool. How do the fans, how do they hit you up? You were talking about social media now, so where do they get in contact?
On Twitter, I'm at TITO Da FIRE, just at TITO DAFIRE. It's at TITO Da FIRE on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. On Facebook is facebook.com/TITODAFIRE1.
You like that fire? I saw the animation there, the fire and all that. You really, that fire must be there, all right? All right, cool, great one, great one. We're looking out for you, and all the best. All the best.
you
Looking
so
forward to
much.
some good music and meeting someone. Have you met someone? Have you met another person, another girl?
I think it looks different with the heart, because I'm trying to.
But have you met someone else?
Facing the music for now.
That's what they always say.
But then let's give our best. Let me give my best wishes, saying that when you meet someone that would appreciate you for the music,
For what you do, you know.
For what you do.
Yeah.
Right? All the best, man. All the
Thank
best.
you
Okay, so
so
you're
much.
taking us out with Imagination. Your mic is there, just by the side.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful time on the Breakfast Show. Thank you very much, Tito Da FIRE. Thank you for coming
That's
onto
right.
the show. All right, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Tito, this way. So you just get up.
Yes, so
And
Yeah.
let's feel it.